Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for those in Kenya. So, how is everybody doing? Give me a heads up. Say hello. Hello, Monday. Mentor Monday is really a good day. It seems for us, some of us, is a really packed day. Gavi has 2 meetings today and more because she has a third one that she's not leading, but she's got two. Mondays is a great day. It's the day to inspire, is the day to get on with it. And so we have a great topic. The topic that we chose today, Gavi's going to talk about how to identify. And how to identify, I didn't say prospects or leaders or husband, it's just how to identify because it has to do a lot with the same skill on how you probably found your partner or significant other will be the same skills that you will use to find those partners for life, or even those customers, even if they buy one time, that's a closed deal. So how to identify what that person really is meant to be or do in your life. It may be somebody just that is going to cheer you on and never buy from you, but be your number one fan. I actually have one like that. She only bought once, but she's one of my number one fans. So with that, I will be hosting for our beautiful and amazing Gabriela Daughtrey. Gabi Daughtrey is, as most of you know, not only Dave's wife and the mother of beautiful 5 kids, but a great leader and a great leader in Rice. Gabriela used to be a little more on the supporting side of Dave, and now lately with this new North American Canadian team, we got her working. So now she's rising as that leader and mentor and woman empowerer that we know. And we're so thankful that we have her with us, and especially with us today with this topic on how to identify people. This is one of Dave and Gabby's 4 steps to success, identifying people. So let's talk a little bit about that. So Gabby, I'm going to pass on the mic to you and then we'll have a conversation. Oh, you're muted still. Oh no, maybe you're not muted.
I think I'm
It's the pin.
unmuted.
Yeah.
Well, Claudia, you are a great example of identifying a great leader. I remember Dave used to tell me the stories when Adriana, when she was, your sister, when she was in For Life, she would talk about her sister that, she was the greatest thing and that she was really good at her job working for Avon. And it took Dave a while to persuade you to join our team. Do you remember those days?
I remember I was so afraid to leave a job and so afraid.
And I don't blame you. Job is security. Real quick story. I went to the Vision Center here down the street. There's a Walmart. And Dave's eyeglasses needed a little screw right here. And obviously, I don't have eyeglass screws at the house. So I went to Walmart and I I basically asked them to put a screw and also a nose pad because he was missing a nose pad. And the person there, she said, oh, we don't give them away anymore. We sell them. Because when I worked there, we would do simple repairs at no cost. And we did that because we wanted return customers. So we do something, like a simple repair. They'll remember us and they'll come back. So I went ahead and told her, okay, go ahead and fix them. I'll pay whatever it costs. And excuse me. All of a sudden, the manager walks in and her name is Stephanie. And I knew her from my days working at the Vision Center in El Centro. And we start talking. And she told me that Walmart took over the Vision Center. It's no longer National Vision Associates. And that she makes more money now. And she has been grandfathered with the retirement program. So all these great things, right? And then she started saying, so what are you up to? I'm like, well, I'm still traveling the world. I'm still doing all these wonderful things I had told her about 8 years ago. And she was one of the ones that when we would go to dinner, and she met Dave briefly at one of those dinners. She was the one that said that network marketing, which was what Dave was doing at the time that we were at that dinner, that it was a pyramid scheme. She referred to what we do as a pyramid scheme. So anyhow, she complimented me on my skin, on, that we're about the same age, her and I, but she does look quite older. And she, it's all about the skin. It's all about what you put in your body. I don't eat the best, but I do take a great product. So she basically, I'm supposed to go take some samples to her, but I don't identify her as a person that would probably want to do this business. Now, on the other hand, someone like you, that you have an open mind about doing something. You were in recruiting in Avon, right? Tell me what you did for Avon.
Yep. I was a district sales manager, and my job was to prospect and appoint, look for women that wanted to do a home-based business, train them to have a successful business, and then invite them to become leaders and build their own teams.
But you have a way of talking to people that interest them. You don't push them. You don't say, oh my gosh, I'm using this lotion and I'm using this, and you need to buy all these 10 products right now. I'm gonna, you don't push people. And that's, people don't want to be pushed on buying something because they don't know what it's for. They don't know what is needed. And basically, what I'm trying to get at is you want to identify a person by just simply, like, let's say your waiter, he's friendly, he knows people. That's basically the easiest way to prospect. If you have a people skills, okay? People skills are very important in this business. You can still be in, like Dave, he says he's not very social, but when he talks about what he's passionate about, he's a natural. So Claudia, tell me, when you met Senelia, can you please tell me how you identified her as one of your, and I'm sure you didn't like tell
Yes,
her
and
you need to do this business. So how did you identify her, for instance?
I wish she was here, and I'm also going to give you an example of somebody that is here. So the with Senelia is a little bit different because it was very interesting. She called me. She had a need, so she was the one that called me. So the way that she she met me was that I am already selling product. She hasn't even signed up. I haven't been able to tell her that this lady to sign up. She's like, no, 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 I'm only going to order from you. Her husband has cancer, not in recession, has cancer, but orders once in a while a bottle just because that's what suits him. So that's the pedicure lady for Senelia. So Senelia is telling, they're talking, and this lady saying, wow, I have this great product that my husband takes. The lady wasn't even inviting Senelia to try it. She was just talking about how the good the product is. Because that's what Senelia kind of got hurt. She's like, I don't understand why she wouldn't invite me to try the product. I was the one that told her, tell me the name of the person that sells it to you. I want to buy it. And now she actually tells the other lady, why wouldn't you tell me about this product? You knew I was feeling down. Anyway, she calls me and she says, somebody tells me that you have a really good product. And so that's the question, Gabby. Now I reached the question you asked me. I said, tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for. Like, why do you think you need this product? Like, what did they tell you about this product? And she starts giving me her symptoms. I am very this, I'm very, I feel like, I've been in depression, something is happening, I feel this and that, I forget everything, da da da. How old are you? Da da da. I'm having heat waves, menopause, da da. So I keep identifying which, at this point, products, because number one, she called me about product, right? So I'm identifying the first question is, what products will I identify for this person? So I still have not cataloged her as I'm going to sign her up like right now, right away. No, she may order from me, or I'm already thinking I may have to go back to Luz and tell her that because this is her friend, now it's time to sign up. So in my head, I'm already thinking I'm opening an account for Luz because she's the one that referred her to me. I'm going to go back to the original person. So then she says, without me ask, I said, oh, wow, I think that if you take Recall, Bellaby, Vista, those were the three I identified for her. So identifying what your customer needs. I said, I know I think you need a lot, like a lot more, but right now let's start with these three. So then she says, she says it without me asking. Wouldn't it be better if I just open my own account? That way I can save more. Can I save more? So I didn't even have to, because this lady's already a businesswoman. I said, oh, absolutely. That was my next question. It's just that I think I need to call your friend first and see if she's going to sign up finally, because after 3 years, she hasn't signed up. Maybe she gets interested. And then she said, oh, I don't think she's interested because she didn't even ask me. And she said, listen to this, guys. And she said, and by the way, the first thing she said to me is, as soon as you call Claudia, she's probably going to ask you to sign up. And I don't know if you want to start a business, but she's going to make you try and sign up. And Senelia didn't say anything. So I said, oh, okay. So Luz has probably been feeling the push. So I said, okay, Senelia, so do you want to sign up? And she said, yes, I want to sign up, but not under Luz. I just want to go directly under you. Okay, so we do the order, we do everything. And right away, she just simply started saying, if I feel good, I'm just going to start recommending this to everybody. And now the rest is history. She is, just talking and talking so much that she is my builder elite, next to be Diamond very soon if she continues this way. So that's my first identify example. Identify is also about waiting. Identifying is about listening. Identifying is about asking a lot of questions. And identifying is just like the other customer had identified me. And I love it that she sees me this way as a recruiter. So she already knew that at some point I was going to ask Anelia, would you like to sign up? Because she was like, but be careful, Claudia's going to ask you to sign up, so be ready. And so I love that she actually saw that, and because that's how I want it to be seen. And for a long time, I saw that a lot of people were not seeing me as what I am. This is my career. I want people to see me as a recruiter. And so that's kind of like the first part. Gabby, but I want to continue with the conversation of identifying, but I want to talk to you, ask you something, and then we're going to bring Erica to tell us a little bit. You were a manager at a location, like a shop, a store. How did you identify a good employee that could be next to be in the line of the managerial job? And why I'm asking you is because after you tell me this, I'm going to bring Erica, who the last sentence she said to me an hour ago before I jumped into this meeting says, I don't know why in every job they can only after a few weeks, they always what was she said, she'll remind me that they always brought me up in my level, and I said, I absolutely and exactly know why, and this is why you're going to be our next diamond this month. So Gabby, how do you recognize a person that can be given a bigger responsibility? How did you go from selling to manager? How do we bring people from that sales mentality to a leadership mentality? And then I'm going to ask Erica to talk a little bit.
Well, just by you saying that, you identify someone that could be an affiliate. But once they become an affiliate, you have to identify them to become a leader. So some people just stay in the affiliate side here because it's up to them. And then you have those people that blossom into leaders. But when I was working and I was hiring people, having them, bring me an application. Back then it was more of a paper application than it was, or a resume, than it was just fill out a form online and I'll look at it. But I had a one-on-one with them. I would call them, say, you know what, let me do interviews next week. So I would get all the applications people would bring in, which were not that many, because obviously it was a vision center. They thought they had to have like an ABO, which is like a license to be an optician. So not that many people applied, but occasionally I would offer as well. When a customer would come in, I would offer them, once I got to know them, I would offer them, you could fill out an application if you would be interested in working here, when they would ask me. So I would identify by just speaking to them. If they're outgoing, if they're people person, if they're, sometimes my assistant manager would be at the interview. But let me just tell you this, I did not have that many people come and go. Once I hired somebody, they stayed for a very long time. And I personally trained every one of them. So I trained them, and I trained them in a partnership. If I asked them to clean, I would clean. If I asked them to take the trash out, I would take the trash out. In other words, I wasn't just sitting at my post bossing people around. I would get involved. I would actually be the one to take most of the hours, because we had a payroll to meet and certain hours I could give out. But mainly everyone worked full time, and we did have benefits, so that was great. But you basically identify those people. You identify them and you build them up, okay? You're there. You're there for the good times and the bad times. So you're kind of like a family. Even when, at the Vision Center, we had our family. And then you had the Walmart people. Even the Walmart people merged to work with our side, even though we didn't work for Walmart, but some of those people would want to come work for us. So that was also, nice. But yes, you identify them. And one thing that Dave does do sometimes, when we go, on a date, or we take the family out, he says he would be good. That waiter would be good in our business because he's attentive. He, he's a people person. He's easy to ask for things. He, just identify people. And I don't know, maybe Erica can shed some light on how she does it too. So let's.
Yes, that's exactly my point. You did exactly what I wanted, because we were having this conversation with Jillian. Jillian can jump in also, and Erica. Going back to that, you can take off your mic now, Erica. Going back to when she said very humbly, and I think that's where a lot of the leaders need a little push, and so that's when you identify a leader. Jillian and I are experts at identifying leaders, right? That was, like Gabi said, one of our jobs. And so we have identified Erica from the moment that Jillian called her, before she even said yes to For Life. She had already made up a list and said, I believe these people will be good trying our product, and then a little mark. But I know that if she says yes, I already know she would be a great leader. And so, Erica, tell us a little bit about what you think about this conversation, and maybe Jillian can bring in and close on how we identified, Jillian, when she brought her to me, I said, you're right, Jillian. And that's what's happening, Jillian, sorry, Erica, that you are, the roadmap is happening of what we thought was going to happen with you. So what do you feel?
So listening to Gabby talk, it triggered a memory of an espresso stand that I worked at. And we had a snowstorm. It was in the Seattle area. We had a snowstorm roll in, and the manager looked at me and said, "If we get snow, I'm not going to be here tomorrow." And I just went, "Okay, that means somebody's got to be here to open the stand." And so I just decided I was going to get up and come in. And as I was walking out the door, the owner of the stand called and said, "I don't think Amy's showing up. Can you go in?" And I said, "I'm already headed there." She said yesterday if it snowed that she was not going to be there. It was probably a week later she actually quit and he promoted me to manager. And I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Well, you obviously know what it means to be a manager. You step up when without even being asked." And so listening to her talk about taking out the trash and stuff, I never expected the people that I worked with to do things I was not willing to do myself. And so I think, I don't know.
That is very good. And so I have different traits that I gave Erica today that I know a great leader needs. And Erica and many of you have them. Like I want you to say, "Oh yeah, this is why I'm in this call. This is why I'm a leader." And one of them, which is one consistently that Jillian continues to edify on Erica, is a leader shows up. Like a leader shows up means a leader is always attentive to the meetings. If she can't be at the meeting, she will say to her upline or to her mentors, "Oh, I'm sorry that I missed that meeting. That was such a good, I love going to those meetings. Today I can. Is there a way I can get a recording, or can you tell me what the topic is?" So the leader's always showing up. She's not waiting for the person to tell her, "Why were you not at the meeting?" The leader also goes the extra mile. Going the extra mile, just like Erica says, and that's what she does, is doing things for herself and for her team, and also for people that are not on her team. So being like, is there just an example again, just to put Erica on the good spot. Erica's now co-hosting. Erica's now doing a testimonial in the English meetings. I say, "Erica, do you want to give your testimonial?" "Oh, not really. I'm nervous, but okay, I will do it." See, a leader does that because she knows and she trusts and believes that her upline, which is her mentor, her trainer, has the best interest in her or him. And the leader, how you identify a good leader, they don't wait. And that's how I love that she gave that example. Doesn't wait to be ordered around. Like, because in leadership and in network marketing, you're not a boss, you're a mentor. And so if I'm saying to Jessica, and I'm going to sorry, to Erica, let's do this, it's not, "Hey, you need to do this." It's like, "Hey, I think that it's in your best interest that you do this." So I'll give you an example again with Erica. I said, "Erica, you need to write your 20 names, please. Can you do that?" Like, are the 20 names for me? No, they're for her team. So she goes on and writes her name. I said, "Erica, let's give me a little bit of information on each of your people." The extra mile is showing up when she actually puts it on the Google Docs, makes the calls, highlights for me so that I can see what she's doing, highlights everything she is talking to these people, sends me the document, then follows up. "Did you check the document?" So she's actually helping me so much be a great leader for her. And I'm like, "Oh, I see that she did this. Oh, I should." And so she's doing the work, but she's also going the extra mile, being organized, being disciplined, doing her work, and making sure that I'm checking her work. And she's not waiting for me to go, "Where's your list? Where are your names? Who did you talk to? What did that person say? Why are you haven't called your list?" What see, so that's the difference. So when a leader shows up, she is a natural leader. And it doesn't mean that we don't train people to be great leaders. That's what we do. But the leader starts just doing the things right away. They don't need to, a great leader, and you identify leaders this way, they don't need to be told more than twice or three times the instruction of what she needs to do or he needs to do to grow her business, because it's not really just our business. It's, yes, we are a network marketing company and we'll grow, but at the end, she's the one that's going to get paid, or he, if it's a man. With that, I'd like to bring Jillian into this conversation, and then we go back to Gabby for a new identifying. I wanted to start with leadership, but now we're going to go into customers after Jillian. Gabby, we're going to go into identifying customers' needs.
Okay.
Jillian.
All right, thank you. All right, so it's interesting because I used to do a training on recognizing the DNA of a leader when I was working for Avon Corporate. But I also, the interesting factor is that my husband and I used to teach leadership to youth when we ran a squadron. We used to run a squadron with the Air Cadets, and one of the things that we teach them the 10 principles of leadership. But as you just mentioned, when I identify somebody as a potential leader within any organization, with any company, and I've worked for in many leadership roles as a leader and also trained leadership. The biggest thing is, do they show up? And you mentioned that. We actually have a little tag. Maybe it's not politically right to say this, but the number one quality of a potential leader is, do they give a crap? When you walk, somebody shows up, do they care about what you're doing? Do they care about the mission? Do they believe in what we're doing? So if they don't believe in what the mission is, then they're not going to lead others to follow. So think about that. So when somebody shows up and they're committed to the cause, they'll want others to follow them for that mission. So think about that with everybody you approach. When somebody comes to you and says, I had a great experience, I want others to be part of this, they're a potential leader. So they could show up as a great customer first, but then when they start being vocal, start sharing their testimonials with others and have the confidence to do so, then they're showing leadership qualities. Those are the people you identify. So I saw that with Erica. I mean, I see that with a lot of people on my team right now that are coming forward to me. But we need to sort of, as leaders ourselves, recognize that quality and encourage them to stay motivated. Our job as a strong leader is to find the motivation in others and keep them motivated. Because once they're motivated, they'll want to bring others to follow them. That's what a leader is. They're motivators. They're example makers. They're the champions in the belief system. So you start with the belief. We used to do that with, when we were part of our Avon, the first thing they used to tell you to do was believe, achieve, and then succeed. Those are the 3 steps that we used to teach everybody. But that's because we're identifying who could potentially duplicate. A leader will duplicate their efforts. They'll find other people. They'll want to increase the cause. They'll encourage others to be strong. They'll be there. They'll show up. They care because they give a crap about the end results. And they're also trustworthy. They have compassions. They have self-awareness. They have courage. And despite what they may have already gone through or the hurdles, and I know Eric and I have had many chats about this, sometimes we're always our own worst enemy. They'll end up stepping forward because they know that the cause is bigger than them. And they're the ones that you want to follow. Okay, so that's what a leader is.
Thank you, Jillian. So I'm going to kind of park the leadership, how to find a leader, how to identify that the person that you're talking to could, eventually, or is already, and we just need to, bring it out, a leader. But now I know a lot of people are like, okay, now let's turn it to how do you identify a customer in that list of people that you've never talked to. So I'm going to bring it back to zero. And everybody starts their business every day as if they're new. That's the rule of thumb. Like, you got to go back to, I have a brand new list of people every day, and I don't even know if they're going to answer the phone, right? It could be people that you haven't talked to in a long time, or it could be somebody in social media that you don't know at all. And Erica said today, oh, I have a friend from high school I haven't talked to, but he's doing some research on, and so this is a person that you just don't know. So Gabby, with the person that you haven't contacted, so group number 1, you don't know them. Group number 2, you know them, but you haven't talked to them in a long time. And group number 3, you know them, you have talked to them several times, but you have never talked to them about for life. How do you identify what to say? And again, we have 3 groups. You can choose one or talk a little bit about each one, because this is the identifying, which is, like Dave calls it, the hunt, in a good way, right? And I love the hunt. So how do you identify?
Well, first of all, a lot of people do cold calls, but if I ask you, Claudia, I need you to give me the let's put together a list. You have till today's Monday, you have till Friday. Put together a list of 10 people that you feel would want to either try the product, identify them to either have the product or have the opportunity. Most people will probably want to try the product before they want to try the opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to call you on Friday and I will help you. I want you to be on the call with me because I'm calling these people. They don't even know who I am. So make a list and identify either this is a product or this is an opportunity. Okay. So what I want you to do is text them and confirm with them that we're going to do a 15-minute call. 15 minutes is 15 minutes. And you can start by texting them and saying, my friend Gabby and I are going to give you a call after you get off work. And I know that you, have some health issues or whatever you know about this person. She just wants to introduce herself and just let you know about a product that we're taking. And that's it, or you can give her a call and kind of in the call, kind of just say, hey, I'm taking this product since it's an immune product and I've been taking it for several years now. And I think this is something you probably want to look into. So what you want to do is you want to make them aware before I go and call them out of the blue. Me personally, if my phone rings, my phone tells me scam call or, I don't know who's calling me. And if they don't leave a voicemail, I don't bother calling them back. So you don't want to waste your time calling people cold without at least letting them know, hey, I'm going to be calling you. So what was the other one you wanted me to answer?
Yes, I wanted to make sure that, some people may be fairly new in this call, or even, like I said, we all want to feel that we're new. We're starting a new day every day with a new list of 10 people. So you have 3. You have the one that has never, ever heard of you. That's cold calling. So that applies to social media. Jillian is fantastic in this one, right? It's just approach. How do you, she did a whole course on this, which is how do you approach people that you don't know, right? And the second one is those that you know, but you haven't talked to in a long time. So those are like and that you're very good at that one. Well, you're very good at all of them, Gabby. But the one that you do a lot is like and you're friends with your friends from kindergarten. Gabby goes like, I'm going for lunch with someone I was in kindergarten. And I think, how does Gabby remember who she was in kindergarten with? But it's not that they
one
kept,
friend.
yeah. But you'll go like that. You'll go like, oh, she was my in 3rd grade school. You remember. So how do you go back to these people? And then how do you actually talk about for life? And not necessarily now that you have the success with Dave, but when you did it 20 years ago, like how did you talk to these people and then incorporate what you were going to say?
Until social media came out, I lost track of a lot of these people. But gosh, I just had this not everybody buys our product that I knew from high school or I may give her some samples, but it's not about, some of them can't, how can I say, some people don't prioritize their supplemental health. Let me just put it that way. And a lot of times it's our job to explain to them why we are taking the product, what it's done for us. And I don't just tell you, here, you need to buy a bottle of this and you need to take 2 a day until next month when you're out, then you buy another bottle. No, you tell them what it's done for you and why you're taking it. And if they want the same experience, they'll buy a bottle, okay? And I mean, we need to be more, not be afraid to speak. And you know what? Let me bring on Ana Maria if she's still.
Yes. Yeah, you read my mind. You read my
good.
mind. It's
She's so-
1:46, and I want to bring Ana Maria in. So that's perfect, Gabby. That was you read my mind. Ana Maria, I want to do a proper introduction of Ana Maria because some of you don't know. I don't know if it was with Adriana or with Gabby. I can't remember if she is silver or bronze elite, but I think she actually reached silver not too long ago, right, Ana Maria? I'm so sorry because big
Oh, that's
difference
right.
there.
Silver.
But so first of all, I want to recognize because it's a
You went on the
very
trip.
yes. So Ana Maria is sometimes I don't know how to explain it, but Ana Maria has this big heart for her team that when you see her at convention, she's like a mother hen with a whole bunch of people walking behind her, right? And it's just incredible. She moves around with her people like this, and it's she's like a mama hen, which is beautiful to see. And I met Ana Maria through Gabby. I'm so blessed, Ana Maria, to have met you, and I love you. You know that. But Ana Maria also was the winner or the recipient of an award that is the silver the silver coins
Dollar.
and the silver dollar. And this is the person that actually has done more for their community or that has done a big impact for their community. And I always say, you know what? Everybody can reach presidential and bronze and silver. Everybody. But not everybody can earn that one because that one is like, for me, a tougher one. You have to be chosen. There's only one ever in 18 months that will be chosen to win the
And
silver
not every
dollar.
18 months. We didn't have one given this last convention. So
Oh,
it's
you're
whenever
right.
there's worthy, deserving, affiliates. So with that, go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes. So that is the only introduction I think actually Ana Maria needs, because when you're a recipient of such prize, I think it describes the kind of woman that she is and the way that she leads her team. So we're very proud of that silver. Woo! Yeah, we all love that you are like moving. And also, by the way, she does this business with her husband. So Ana Maria, on this topic, and also because we have you here, what do you have to share for the team today?
I love everything that you said about being a leader. But thank you for the introduction and the recognition that you mentioned, because it was something that we never expected, but it was given by David and Bianca, which I love her so much. And she was the reason why my husband and I decided to join For Life. And I can tell my story another day. But regarding the topic, I've been listening to all of you ladies, beautiful ladies. And one thing that I do with my team when we start, working one-on-one, somebody signs up and says, okay, so now what do I do? And the first thing is we need to identify who's going to be a leader and who's going to be a consumer. And it's just by listening to the person that you're going to be talking either one by one or on the phone. Dave, Daughtrey, and also Jeff always says, we have the solution for what people need. We do have it in our hands, being health-wise or financial-wise. And nowadays, people need both. And I've been like lost. That's how I see myself. I have been out of social media and a lot of meetings because I have a lot going on in my life that I'm handling little by little. And I can tell my story later because I have a wonderful, wonderful testimonial of myself. But that's one thing that we always do. Listen to the person that you want to introduce. Don't go by what I need. Because if you go to present yourself you know, we have goals that we put down, and it says, okay, the first goal for you is bring 3 people. But when you're going to present to those people, don't present your goal. Present yourself for a solution for them, because people can read you, or people can resent what you're bringing to them. I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but I want to know, I'm going to say Helen because I see Helen here, but I want to know what Helen needs. So I need to start a conversation. And by that conversation, I'm going to realize what she needs is, you know, an extra income. Or at this point, I'm not going to present the opportunity, the whole opportunity. I'm going to present the products because I already listened for what she is needing. Do I make sense?
You
Mhm.
make
That's how we
complete-
work. We don't
Right.
present, I have 3, you know, I have to bring 3 people to my team, but it's not about me. It's about that person. It's about what you need. And I know I have it because I can offer you 3 things. I can offer you health, financial, or time. Because people have health and money, but they don't have time. And now with this opportunity, we have time. I just came from a Grayscape, and I'm like so excited and so
Nice.
happy. And I want to
This is
share
the
these
after
little
work.
things that I'm sharing all the teams. You know, being on the Grayscape, it was the most beautiful resort that For Life took us. And this guy working at that resort, he works there. He came to one of our leaders and said, you know what? I was in another company 3 years ago and I left that company, but now I'm ready to join your company because I see that your company is financially stable. Seeing that they brought more than 100 people with them, that means that they had the money to pamper you, to recognize you, to give you what you deserve. You know, so that makes me like, wow, I love my company more now because people are looking at what For Life is giving us. And For Life doesn't give you any trip. For Life gives you VIP trips. And that's how I see. So I'm like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that needs to hear about our company, about our products, about the opportunity, the whole thing. So I'm just excited about my trip and being here with you guys. And little by little, I'm going to be joining you more because I have a lot of stuff going on. But I'm here. I'm back.
Thank you. It's great to see
Wow.
you. And
I'm so excited.
I love her posts. You know, whenever you go on these trips, it's important to post because it's like, wow, I mean, I can't be on those trips because obviously, you know, unless I'm invited by the company as a platinum, but
Yeah. I was talking to one nurse at the resort and I told her, well, they're like, because we were like a bunch of us, you know, like Claudia said, everybody follows, you know. So we were like 10 people having fun and she approaches and she says, so where are you guys coming from and all that? And I said, oh, For Life is our company. And I said, and then she says, so you guys pay for this or the company? I said, no, the company paid for all of us. And she's like, what? I pay myself. So I know that your company, second person says the same thing, that your company really cares about their team or their leaders. And I'm like, yes, that's what you want to hear. You know, sometimes you know it, but when you hear from outsiders, you're like, yes, I'm in the right company. I'm in the right, you know, profession, because this is a profession and people doesn't see it as a profession. Sometimes they see it as a hobby. But when you started treating this as a profession, then you start seeing results. So anyways, you have to stop me because I'll keep going.
No, I'm glad you're coming again. And Jillian, the good news is Anna Maria is also going to do the detox with us, so we can talk about that after. But I want to see if if Danielle got my text that he's next. Danielle Marcel, are you able to talk? I don't know if you're at work. I want to bring you as the last example of identifying, so you can tell us how you identified Martin as somebody that would be, you know, good to partner with you. You know, you have to be selective. That is the other thing I want to close with, which is you don't really, in a desperation mode, this business doesn't work. You don't want to partner with somebody that is going to suck your energy. You want to identify the you want to identify the people that you are actually going to be able to work and that are going to bring value to your day and your week and your month. Because if you're working with somebody that is extracting energy out of you and you're all of the time upset or annoyed for X or whatever reason, it's just even if that person is doing a lot and you're not connecting, which happens a lot. Leaders split from their upline and then they want to be with another upline or whatever, just things like that. It just happens. And so you want to identify, I always say this is like a marriage. And so you want to identify if that person is going to be with you for the rest of your life. Like, this business is going to be for me until for life lives. If they live until I'm 100, I'm going to be here. So I want to have fun with the people and not only have fun, I want to cry with the people that, are sad at that moment and be there for them. Like, I want to be able to share those moments when their children are going on vacation or graduation, and I want to partner with people that I get along with. So because I wanted to bring a man, because I kept seeing that we're like women. I want to see if Danielle wants to talk, and if Danielle doesn't want to talk, or JT, I want to see if anybody male has something to say, and if not, we're going to close it with one last little recognition I want to do for today. JT's actually, I think, ready to talk. I don't know. Maybe he wants to talk about how they identified. I know how they identified Martin, but JT, just a few 2-3 minutes on Martin.
Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. So, basically, I'm actually not sure either if Daniel is basically available to be able to speak today. He might be at work. I'm not sure. So basically, with Martin, it's been an adventure, right? So from the first time that, from what I know of, because there's like I've been getting to know Martin as well as everyone else, right? Because he's fairly new. So he's basically they're basically friends, Daniel and Martin. So they work together. They used to work together, and that's how they became friends and met for the first time. So when I first brought Daniel aboard, he has had his fair share of experiences with network marketing, working with other companies, correct? So it's been like for him a challenge also, like to start from scratch and start from the beginning, and also start that, like everyone else starts from the beginning with the list and start to reach out to people and start identifying. So he's gone through all these processes, and he's had his fair share of negative experiences. So in order for him to like get together, sit down, and start going down his list to start identifying, from what I can remember from the conversations that we'd have, is that he's very particular in choosing who he wants to work with. Like he's really taken his time to like get a feel of how he's gonna work this time around working with network marketing with another company. So from what I remember, he told me that he was going down the list, and he I think he stumbled upon his name, remembered his conversations that he used to have back when they used to work together, and when he started to see that he had a good following, the light bulb went on, and that's when he thought about, wait a minute, the brand ambassador program can be a perfect fit, and this is how he kind of clicked two and two together and managed to get a hold of him so that we can start with the meetings and be able to offer him the opportunity and give him the information. But that process of being able to identify, that's crucial.
Thank you, JT. And as all of you know, and if you don't, you're probably not in our chat. We are all as a family and as a team trying to help Martin become the cover of Man's Health magazine, because we know that if he's partnered with For Life and he's in the cover of a magazine, and soon he will get his products and start talking about them. But he is already talking about, he is happy with testing and trying the opportunity. He can't talk about the products yet. He's tried only very few and he's waiting, but it doesn't matter. The identification process of, should this person be a customer? Like, do I sign her up as an affiliate, or do I just leave her in my in my shop and let her buy from me, or do I maybe sign them up as an ambassador because they have a lot of following? So that is really good for those options. I'm gonna let Gabby close, but before that, just because I wanted to do the firework closing, the best for the last, I just told her, I do want to do one more share. And by the way, if you check the chat, Danielle has already put that voting link so that we do that last push, because he actually got tied with someone. That's why we're back into voting. They're tied for first place. Share and share my screen. And so please make sure that you click that link that they're sharing. So for recognition, because this is a daily recognition, so I don't want it, I want to recognize today, look at this, the #1 enroller in emerging markets. And this is quite a bit of countries, Jillian Murray. So remember that this is one of your reports. Jillian was asking me, when is this from? Jillian, it's from today. So this changes every day. So tomorrow you may be 2 or may still be 1. So this is a fun report because it actually, I'm number 19 on rapid reward earners, but Jillian, again, is a number 10 on top 25 rapid reward earners in North America. So this is great, Jillian, because this is actually your proof that everything that you're doing is working. Like to be top 10 on it, like we're competing against all the US, right? US, Canada, Caribbean. So North America entails a lot. They don't have emerging markets on rapid rewards. It goes under the North American umbrella. I'm not sure how that works, but my point is, this is today, Jillian. Whew, take a breath. Your race is like worth it. You are working so hard, and I wanted to make sure that everybody gives a big applause, because to be in top 10 in North America for rapid rewards and #1, that's a pretty big task. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Gabriela for our closing remarks. She has a few more notes on identifying, and we can close with that. Just remember, again, because for those of you that came in late, Real Talk is tonight. You can find the link on the website, and we're going to post that on the chat. But with that, Gabby, let's close this meeting.
Can Daniel have a few words before we leave? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Daniel, okay, before Gabby, yes, because I want Gabby to close. Daniel was able to finally talk. Danielle, our new star, you are also a rising star, Danielle, so we're proud of you.
Thank you. I'll be brief because I don't want to hold back the.
No, it's okay. You take your time.
Yeah, but JT pretty much touched on the bulk of I guess you could say the storyline. I mean, first of all, I'm sorry, because what happens, I was busy minding the voting, because right now, in the quarterfinals, things are very tight, and you could easily go from first place to third, fourth in a matter of seconds. So I was kind of like monitoring the voting, reaching out to people on social media. So I'm sorry if I was kind of disconnected there, but. Yeah, but as JT was saying, Martin and I, we had a history. We used to work together in the food business. Eventually he moved on. He got into teaching, which is of course, one of the things that he's been so proud of, being a teacher. And he's a lifelong fitness expert, fitness enthusiast. So, he parlayed both teaching and being a fitness instructor together. And he recently, last November, I believe, he had opened his social media account, and I noticed he was really getting traction. He was really getting a lot of followers, exponentially. So I thought, well, man, he's really killing it right out there, and JT had informed me that For Life had just launched a brand ambassador program. I was like, wait, man, Marnie's really engaging with his followers. He's posting videos and he's somebody who I would envision to be a great ambassador. So of course we had to go through the process of presenting the product to him, because Martin, unlike me, was unfamiliar with network marketing. obviously, unfamiliar with For Life. And so we had to, first of all, we had to educate them on transfer factor, on what that is. And that itself was a process. That itself probably, I think it took like, what, 3 weeks of, of providing education. And then after he tried a sample of a TF Pro and he liked it, and that's when he was like, okay, you know what? Let me reconsider this thing. Let me see if this is something that I might want to get into, because the product seems very solid. Because he's very meticulous about ingredients, and he was comparing the ingredients with our protein powder versus what he normally would use, and he saw some of the similarities as well as benefits. So he's like, well, this is not different from what I normally use, so why not give it a shot? And so he was very much impressed by the fact that for a company that prides itself on immune system, we had a comparable line of fitness products, and that's really his forte. That's what he focuses on the most, on the Transform line. So again, we still in a dogfight with the with the contest for health and fitness, but we are in the top, no, 1%. I should say, yeah, we're on the top 1%. Currently, he's somewhere between first place to second place, depending on the time of day. But that's why we're constantly monitoring the progress, because you can easily find yourself falling way off the radar if you don't be careful. So that's basically what's going on. And by the way, thank you, Claudia, for providing us with some assistance, and also the interview that we had a week ago. That was very helpful as well.
Of course, Daniel. Well, we're proud of you. And you know what? Leaders come and go, influencers come and go, ambassadors come and go. But Daniel, you're here to stay. So I want to acknowledge you. I know you've worked, NJT, so hard on helping that member. And is he going to stay with for life? Maybe yes, maybe no. But it was the experience and the joy that you're doing it with. And that is what makes a great leader. You know what? You put so much work into someone sometimes. Ask Dave and Gabby. I know people that have left them, and they're like, they might come back, and even if they don't, it's fine. And it's almost like they love all of their kids. And Dave and Gabby lose people all the time that they believe they will stay, but it's their time. You just find them, you offer them, you identify that this is great for them, that you want to partner with them, and then if they come and go, Gabby and Dave have one thing they say: never burn a bridge. And that's it. So with that, now I'm going to give it to Gabby. I want to acknowledge you, Danielle. You're here to stay. I know you're going to stay a long time. You're going to find a lot more Martins, and we hope he wins, but you're the one I'm recognizing today. Gabriela, let's close it up. She's got lots to say. So for those of you that want to leave, you can leave, but Gabby's got a few notes that she still need to work with us.
Well, I was just looking at our app right now, and you know how the header, it has like 3 different scenes. It dawned on me the other day when I was looking at our formulas, our transfer factor delivery system. Obviously, we have it in capsules, we have it in Rio Vida juice, we have it in all our targeted products. But to me, the superstar transfer factor delivery system, for me, I have every transfer factor product from classic to powder to trifactor, is the chewables. And why the chewables? Because when you chew it, okay, it dissolves in your mouth, and obviously you chew it to, swallow it. But when you are taking transfer factor chewables, and this is something that Claudia and I are going to start this segment called Did You Know? But we're not going to do it as Zoom. We're going to probably do Facebook Live. When you are chewing transfer factor chewables, you are feeding good bacteria, and it's going in through your gums, into your blood system. And it's just doing all these wonderful things for your mouth. Okay. And that's why if you don't really, how can I say, the oral health is so important because your cardiovascular health starts in your gums. Let me just put it that way. That's why it's so important to have daily, not daily cleaning, but probably get your teeth cleaned, get your mouth checked, because it's just important, very important. Could be life-saving, actually. So if you haven't tried the transfer factor chewables, please do so. Chew them, take your time chewing them, enjoy the flavor, enjoy the taste. They're really, really tasty. So I just want to read from my notes real quick. It says, the important thing in a leader is someone that recognizes and understands that it's not about them, okay? It's the job of great leaders is to make other people successful. It's not to be the smartest person in the room. Surround yourself with remarkable people by creating an opportunity for them to have success. What I see in leaders that do unbelievably well are focused on their teams, are focused on the purpose of what they're doing. They're focused on other people's success. They're focused on that versus them. So don't make yourself the issue. Praise and recognize your leaders. You know, I see most of our leaders, and you don't have to be a gold and platinum to be a leader, okay? I want to tell you that. I see leaders from the time they sign up, and they're just builders. They have the potential to, if they continue and be consistent, to become a gold and a platinum, okay? I just, you know, want to share that because I don't want you to think that you have to be a gold and a platinum to be a leader. No, you can start from the day you sign up and look at it that way. Read books on mentoring, listen to, YouTube has a lot of free mentor, just a 5-minute mentor thing. I sometimes bookmark if I see something I like, you know, like a 30-second reel, I save it in my reels and I sometimes refer to it because we need daily motivation. You know, this group here that we have, Zoom, most of us are consistent with being together. And, you know, if you have an issue with something regarding like, oh, I'm not growing, which is a lot of internationally, a lot of the things, a lot of questions I get from people is, I'm not growing. What's going on? And it's like, first of all, what are you doing that you're not growing? Are you talking to people? Well, they don't buy what I'm selling because a lot of times they say it's too expensive. And I'm thinking, I have an answer for that. You know, our products are not expensive versus what it's going to cost you if you go to a vitamin shop and buy them there, or even Costco. But it's an investment in your health. It's an investment. It's like this. You go to the grocery store, and I do see a lot of people in their shopping carts, they're buying processed food. That's not food. You're just feeding your body processed food. Okay? And those people probably go to the gym. Okay? They probably do buy some vitamins, but they're not educated. Okay? I'm not saying that they're lost forever. I'm just saying they're not educated. So it's our job as people that we focus on bettering the world to educate them, to say, you know, we learned a lot in 2020 about our immune system. So start with this. Start with this, product. And it is a supplement, but this supplement that has scientific backing that will help you, okay? But you need to be consistent, okay? If the bottle says 2, take 2. Now, transfer factor, you can take more than 2, but educate your customers or your affiliates. If the bottle says take 3, take 3. People say, oh, I'm taking already 20, too many. I'm like, yeah, but the best results you'll get is if you take the dose on the bottle, okay? So educate them on that. And there's nothing better than to sit down with a friend and tell them, what you're doing and include what you're taking. So with that, thank you. We're, like I said, halfway through the month. Do a little homework. This is my homework for you. Do a little homework on a product that you want to learn more about. And bullet points. Okay, every product has a bullet point on the profile. If you point out bullet points when you're talking about a product, people will be more informed without overwhelming them with information. And simply say, you know what, I'm going to send you from my phone to your phone. I'm going to send you more information on it, but please read it. And even call them up and read it with them. The profiles are not that long. They're like a page long, and they have a lot of information without a lot of information. In other words, less is more. So just do your homework a little bit on a product that you want to learn more about. And if you learn this week about that product, next week, the following week, do another product, and so on. Thank you for being on this call, and let's get out there and talk about our business. Most people want to know more about a product, and then it becomes a business. So don't push people to do the business. At least introduce them to the product. Thank you. Love you.
Thank you. And everybody can unmute to say bye to Gabby. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you,
Gabby.
Gabby.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gabby.
Claudia.
Thank
Thank you,
Claudia.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Let's
Thank
get
you,
going.
Claudia.
Let's
Thank you,
get
Gabby.
growing, like David said.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Elenita. Great
Thank
to
you
see
so
you
much.
here.
Thank
It's
you.
nice to see Lucy. Thank you for keeping your
Nice to see
camera
you
on.
guys.
Those that could and those that don't. Thank you for being here. Leah,
Thank
Ray,
you.
Dr. Regina, Jesse, and Emily. I don't know if Emily, I think Emily jumped out. She's going to her Great Escape, or she's working towards her Japan, Shanghai trip. Like, that is pretty cool. Our company, can you imagine when Ana Maria says, oh yeah, our company pays for that, and people in Asia are going to
For 2
Shanghai,
people.
and yes, for
2
two.
people.
And we have so many trips going on. Ana Rocio, good to see you here. I know daytime is sometimes not the best for you. And all of our Kenya people, good evening. Have a good night's sleep. Thank you, everybody. Love you. See you tonight in Real Talk, everyone.
See you
Real
at
Talk
1
is
if
for
you're gonna be on the
everyone.
Bye.
Use
No,
Real
Not
Talk as a
stupid, share
funnel.
good talk,
Bring
remember.
people.
you have to put this
Thank
on
you. Thank you.
outside.
Thank
That's
you.
Bye,
gonna be,
everybody.
otherwise it's gonna smell.
Thank
If there's
you.
no
Thank you, everybody.